Hey kids, it's Arp. This is the ArpCast, somewhat live from the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains in eastern Tennessee. Today we talk about different things, weird people, and maybe unicorns and rainbows. We read poetry and short stories too. Most of all, we keep it real. This is the ArpCast, starting now.
It's ArpCast number 87. It's Wednesday, September 19. It's a big day. It's a big day. It's my grandmother's birthday. That's right. Happy 90th birthday to Saroj M. Dvora, née Dove. Is her maiden name, Dove. Beautiful woman. Dear, dear grandmother. You know, as I think about it, and I've not been able to talk to her, and if I could, she probably couldn't hear me. Apparently completely deaf now. She's 90. She's been through a lot. And so, you know, I wasn't able to, and the house is sick and stuff, and so I wasn't able to talk to her or talk much to my aunt and uncle either. But here's the thing about this woman. She's a grandmother. There's four of us, so not a big brood, right? And then, you know, growing number of grandchildren, sort of, and mother to two. So as compared to my dad's side of the family, very small, very intimate. We're kind of an intimate group. But she is the matriarch of her family now. She is the last sibling of her family. I think she had 7 or 8 brothers and sisters, something like that. She's the matriarch. She's it. Deeply devoted woman. To her, God is a tangible consequence of your life's work here on earth. Tangible. You can touch it, you can pour water, all the things that are going on, devoted. No doubt about faith. No doubt about what prayer and solemnity meant, not for her. This is the beauty. Her devotion was about us. She's funny. Very funny. She's emotional. The water works. Drop of a dime. Drop of a hat, drop of a dime. It would drop. It was crazy. Crazy. It is crazy. And she is to her core pure of heart. Absolutely. I could never get there. I don't think she's ever uttered a curse word, not even in the old language. She had a bad thought about someone. I can't speak to that. But just to her core, pure of heart. And the most important thing, and the title of tonight's program, human, not robot. Let me say that again. Human, not robot. And I think that's so much of what we've become today and are morphing into, right? So, you know, she doesn't, no phones, no podcasts, no ear pods or whatever, AirPods or whatever they're called. And is completely shielded from everything that we're seeing in the workaday world, in the freneticism, I don't know if that's a word, but in this frenetic life that we lead. Just look at the language. Machine language. Right? Artificial intelligence. Augmented reality. We are going somewhere. I don't know where that somewhere is. I may see it. I may not. Who knows? But we are going somewhere, and we are leaving something behind. Now, you know, someone will go, well, that's progress, and you've got to have progress in order for the race or the population to continue to grow and evolve. I get that. I understand and appreciate that. I do. And I apply it in my writing. I apply it in my work. My entire life is about that. And colleagues and friends and enemies, I'm sure, alike, all experience that changing culture, that changing dynamic. But we are human, not robot. Right? So what are we abandoning for artificial intelligence and augmented reality and machine learning and machine language? I meant to say machine learning, not machine language. Machine learning. What are we abandoning? What are we giving up? You know, it reminds me of kind of the metaphor of the whole, you know, he who should not be named, Voldemort, had cut up pieces of his soul and put them away in these Horcruxes. I think they're called Horcruxes. And we're doing that. Are we not? I mean, just taking a little bit of our soul and putting it into our phones, and a little bit more soul and putting it into our laptops or tablets, and a little bit of our soul and putting it into music and all the digitization of the world. But we are abandoning something. Grace under pressure. The ability to just keep it real. And I failed at that today. I'll just say that. Because everything is about going straight to response, right? We get a stimulus, we have a reaction internally, and then we're supposed to respond. But we go straight to response, right? I mean, our blood gets boiling in it. And I think this is a function of everything being at our fingertips. Needing a resolution right away. And so what gets lost in that? Grace under pressure. Simple lives. Simple lives. And, you know, how do you ever get back to that? I don't know. I don't know. But again, because of our robotic, we've got to do the next thing. We've got to buy the next thing. We've got to ratchet it up. Our simple lives are fleeting. They get away from us. Poetry and drama and the marrow of the arts. I mean, we talk about, and I probably mentioned him probably in the last 2 weeks after I've come back on the program here for season 2, right? We're calling it season 2, right, Bob? Season 2, right. Dr. Philip Webb. He tries to take every opportunity that he can to witness the arts, and I envy him for that. And he's in a great place for it in the city, the city. You know what I'm talking about. And then the natural beauty. We talked about this a little bit the other night in the Hate No Being podcast, vlogcast, whatever video. It's really just a video, right? I mean, we give it weird names inside. Again, it's just a function of a human, not a robot. It's just a video. Fields of heather, lakes, well springs, the natural beauty, the natural contour. I personally have a lot of allergies, and so it's tough for those of you that know me to be outdoors, and it's not that bad. Anyway, it's a long story. But this is the consequence of, I think, this robotic, artificial gaming world that we're creating for ourselves. So I ask you to think about it. And I ask you to think about what the consequence is on you, your family, and future generations. We're going there. But how are we going to deal with it? And how are we going to maintain our humanity? It's been good. Take care. Well, kids, you know who this is. It's ARP, damn it. You have been listening to the ArpCast, a sensational, fact-filled experience meant to change the world. I'm happy you stopped by. Our sponsors, those greedy, wily bastards, thank you too. Make sure to write, this has been the ArpCast. I'm out.